We're here with Nick Hobson, who's produced a wonderful resource that's been made available to ACM to distribute to our supporters and to students through our education project. Nick, tell us a little bit about your background. You've had an interesting life.
I was born in Devonport, Tasmania, and educated there. Subsequently joined the Bank of New South Wales, which of course is now Westpac. In 1966 I joined the Royal Australian Air Force and served for 20 years as a helicopter pilot and in other various occupations. From there I had involvement in the 1988 bicentennial celebrations, and after that not long after that I became involved with ACM.
So from your career, is it perhaps that you developed an interest in the Constitution?
Yes, it is. Part of my Air Force career was had a 2-year segment with Sir Henry Winnicky, the Governor of Victoria. I was his ADC, and Sir Henry Winnicky was a brilliant lawyer, and he had done exceptionally well on the bench in his capacity as Chief Justice. And in my job as ADC, he sort of alerted me to things like the Constitution, and occasionally we'd discuss those over a drink after dinner.
So not being a constitutional expert as such, why do you think it's important for people to take an interest in our Constitution when they're not directly involved in the upkeep or thereof?
Good. Your first point is a good point in that I have no legal background, and it's always very good to explain to people that I don't have such a background, but that doesn't stop people from having an interest in the Constitution. And if I've discovered that I can learn about it without that background, then so can everybody else. And it's a very important document because it is the backbone of Australia's political infrastructure.
So now you've prepared a resource which, as you say, the average person who doesn't know a lot about our current Constitution can learn the basics of it. What is the resource you've prepared?
Well, the resource is a podcast which is available on iTunes, and it's available if you use the website address australianconstitution.org.au. That will get you to the starting point. The podcast consists of 16 movies. 2 of them are not principally involved with the Constitution itself. The main 14 are the backbone of the movie, and they've been split up so that you can view them one at a time, or if you like on a smart playlist you can view it as one whole movie if you want.
Well, Nick, I'm sure that this is going to be an excellent resource. Are you finding that people are receiving it well so far?
Yes, it's like all things. Once you put something on the internet, it's slow to take up. I think word gets around. It's now slowly gathering pace, and I would expect within the next year that it's got a more significant audience, specifically and hopefully from school kids.
Nick, how do you feel that this resource will be useful? That you've made it available to the ACM to use in our education project. Do you think that that's going to be an excellent way for it to spread throughout the internet?
Well, absolutely. Any way of spreading the knowledge about our Constitution is important, and it doesn't really matter how it's presented in terms of what avenue you take to do it. I just think the way today with technology, the podcast is the best way to spread it around the globe for nothing. And I must emphasise, it will not cost you a penny to view it, because you can use iTunes, which is a free product, and you can use that on Mac or PC. And it's just a wonderful resource, no matter where you are, to download and play it at will.
Nick, it's a wonderful resource. It must have taken a lot of hours preparing it. It's available in high definition. It's a quality movie. Thank you very much for preparing it.
All my pleasure, John.